Transition. Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm up. Thank you, Lucy. I am up. Hello, Scott. Hello, Mom. Hello, Jack Schaffer. Who is? We can talk about who Jack Schaffer is. Anyway, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. North is here. North, look at this. North and Scott Elite Elixir is here. And Dingo Dollar is here. I love dollars and I love dingoes. The dingo that snatched my baby. Thank you very much for coming, everyone. Let me fix my hair or something. Let me try to look. I put on a new shirt to make it look a bit different than this. I don't know. What is this thing here? What is this thing here? New shirt because I want to look my absolute best. I want to look my best for you people. So congratulations, everyone. I have been very busy during our little break. I was watching the video about hepatitis, and I was watching the video about parasites on Dr. Sam Bailey. You got to check her out. She's really great. I'm a huge supporter, as we all are. That's the thing. Can you hear me, everyone? I didn't even ask. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Calliope is here. Calliope Crawfish is here. Lewis Dahl, that is my name for this show. It's the Lewis Dahl show. Let me see. Maybe I put this light on here. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Is that too bright? And I've been watching the thing, what she says, and basically she says that it's about ivermectin in part, because ivermectin is anti-parasites, and people are getting all worked up about anti-parasites. Maybe if Donna Aylesbury is around, she can comment on this thing, but it makes you question. It doesn't even make me question. It makes me think, you know what, there's no such thing as parasites, really. And what they did with ivermectin, hello, Ruben is here. I bet Lewis is a dingo, took my baby, disbeliever. Well, what originally happened there? I'm not quite sure about it. Did they prove that the dingo took her baby? You know, I mean, this was a different time back then. Paul Yoward is here. I don't know. That's very interesting that you mentioned that. Anyway, the point is, we could talk about that at some point. We could talk about it now. Is that I'm not going to talk about it now. I don't know anything about it, so I try not to talk about things I don't know about. That hasn't stopped me before, because I'm always talking about things I have no clue. About. Anyway, they did, yes. Did the dingoes took her baby? Yeah, you could believe it. That's why there's that huge fence. The largest fence in the world is the dingo fence in Australia. And it doesn't go where you think it's going to go. If you had to draw a line, you think it'd go kind of east-west, north-south. But it cuts around. It cuts around. Anyway, they found the baby's clothes or something in a dingo den. Well, that doesn't mean that the dingoes did it. And maybe, someone's got to stand up for the dingoes. People are always anti-dingo. I think I need more evidence. You'll have to show me more evidence. Were they female dingoes? If they're female, I don't know if I can believe them. I have ancestors in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. I plan to do a 21andMe test. Whatever the test is called, I think you have to spit in a Petri dish. No, you don't spit in a Petri dish. Okay, we'll have to discuss that. Anyway, agreed, Lewis. Very well said. We don't know what the truth is. We don't know. The dingoes were framed. You could believe the dingoes were framed. It's like in the in that girl who was kidnapped, supposedly, in that Caribbean country, which isn't really on the Caribbean, it's on the Atlantic Ocean, is that people believe what they want to believe, and then they disregard the rest. What song is that from? I live in Germany. That's Calliope lives in Germany. Jack Schaffer, I don't think, lives in Germany. Anyway, so I was watching let me try to get my eyes open wide. I was watching The Boxer. That's right, Lucy Van Pelt. Thank you very much. It's the yes, it could be. It could be that, Paul Yoward. I don't want to say their names. I'm not going to say their names because those people are incredibly litigious, and they've gotten away with whatever they did. They were, that kid died. Yeah, was one of my absolute favorite songs, "The Boxer" by Paul Simon. An amazing, amazing, amazing song. Anyway, the point I'm getting at is that wasn't the Caribbean. I didn't say it was the Caribbean. Did I say the Caribbean? I meant the Mediterranean. The Mediterranean. Sorry. Thank you for listening. I do appreciate that. I do appreciate you listening to me, Lucy. I like that you listen to me. Have you ever thought about getting your money back from the speech therapy people? You sound like a New Yorker from a mile away. I do, but I sound like maybe a more successful New Yorker than an old school New Yorker. And I didn't pay the money. The money was paid for by my insurance company, which is why the insurance companies have taken over the. I don't know where they got them. I mean, it was like £3,500, $3,500 back then. I did what? I said, okay, I said Caribbean. All right, I apologize for saying Caribbean. What I meant to say was the Mediterranean. Did I say it's a Caribbean country? We'll have to listen to this. We need Joodles here to be yelling at me about this. Anyway, the point I'm making is that she said Dr. Sam Bailey, and she is a white chick, a proper white chick in a really nice way. I'd get rid of my New York accent, because it's like people think you're low class if you have an accent in America, kind of. I mean, we could have a Texas accent. You could have accents, but a New York accent, a Brooklyn accent, means you come from Brooklyn, which means you could play a nice cop on a TV show. You could be like Roger. We could be like Peter Falk, or maybe you could be like Kojak or something. But you couldn't be a super successful person. Anyway, so that's what I did. Bob Dylan, the cover of The Boxer with Johnny Cash. I like it, but not everyone's cup of tea. Paul Simon fell out with Bob over his talking at a bar in the back of a small gig when he was on. Yeah, yeah, I could believe that. Well, what was that, in early days? Yeah. It could be very disruptive, especially if you're like a singer. Paul Simon was independent for a little bit, and then he came out with that album, and that album became a hit, and they got together, Simon and Garfunkel. Vatnoy says, "I'm glad you sound like a New Yorker. It means you can say anything and it sounds funny, even if it isn't funny." That is a backhanded compliment. That's actually true. I mean, not actually true, because we invented comedy. The Jews invented comedy. Now we're inventing payback. Don't fuck with us. But back in the day, it was like, oh, the poor Jews, the poor Jews. It's funny. It's funny. I didn't think the USA had a class system. It does. Every place has a class system. Every place has an accent where you wish you weren't from, or an accent where it's posh and we don't like those people. It has a class system. And there's a book, if you want to read a very interesting book, it's called Class by Fussell, Fussel. It could be that way. And that was really good. I don't have an accent. It's very boring. Well, because, yeah, yeah. I worked at the Caribbean nightclub in Cyprus, said Elite Elixir, and it was pronounced the way the English people don't pronounce it. Caribbean, or Caribbean. I'm back to normal now, though, I think. Anyway, so she said, I don't know if you're interested in this, but let me just get these words out of my mouth. She said that this old ivermectin thing, which was supposed to be like, that we cannot discuss ivermectin, and it was one of the most discussed things in the world during the COVID times, was just a way to tell people we need a cure for COVID-19, because COVID-19 really exists. And ivermectin is the cure for a real disease, whatever, a real infection, a real virus thing that's killing people. And she said it was there, and I agreed with this at the time, and now more than ever, that COVID was just a big fat lie. It was a big fat lie. And by saying ivermectin works, you're basically saying there is a thing called COVID, and I don't believe that. Is it true that your accent makes everything funnier? Thank you. I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. I mean, I mean, it it can make things funnier. Okay. I mean, people have not found me funny many, many, many times. Yeah, so yeah, I pronounce Caribbean just like you, Lewis, but now I say it in a normal English people way. Caribbean or Caribbean, one is the sea and one is the area and something. I don't know what the difference is. I had a musician friend who grew up in Oklahoma City. When he went to New York, he was made fun of. Yeah. Well, it's like that movie Fargo. Who's seen the movie Fargo? That's like a weird accent. There was a sketch by Newman and Baddiel about a guy who always sounds sarcastic, so no one thought he meant it when he was serious. You ever get that? Well, people think I'm kidding all the time, and you can hear me, and I'm basically serious all the time. Ivermectin is not the cure, period. Not the cure. It added the antiviral meds. It aided the antiviral meds. Well, that's not what she said. She said that it was like people were going, you need ivermectin, so you don't. And because there's no such thing as viruses or germs, there can be no such thing as antiviral medication. That's what she believes. I love Sam Bailey. She's so beautiful, and she's so smart and so nice. I love her almost as much as I love Lucy Van Pelt, who says I've seen it. Um, or you, Calliope. I love you as much as Sam Bailey. He will ignore it now. What will I ignore? What will I ignore, Calliope? Did I miss something? Did I miss something? What did I ignore? Mum says I really enjoy listening to you talk and your accent. Yeah, like it's like English people. You go to England, if you're like an ugly guy on this stream, not that we have any ugly guys, but you're gonna get laid. So Calliope, is that what I missed? That I don't have an accent? It's very boring. Everybody has an accent, even if you're non-accent. It's the way you pronounce certain words. The best word pronounced in New York accent is fakakta. Fakakta. It's a fakakta, yeah. Says it sounds like he's swearing. That's fakakta. It means garbage. What does it mean fakakta? It means garbage. Let's see what it actually means. That fakakta suit you're wearing. That fakakta suit. Let's see what it means. Let's see what a word you could use to describe it. Fakak. Um, it means ridiculous, messed up, defective, or crappy. Fakakta. Fakakta. Your car that you're driving. It's always breaking down. It's a fakakta car. Whatever. Lewis, do stop with that nonsense. Do what? Do what? Dahl. Oh, Lewis Dahl. Stop with that nonsense. What am I talking about? Young American gals play differently to English gals, I found. Play what differently? Music differently? Music? The best word pronounced. Okay, fakakta. That's what Jack Schaefer says. It means messed up. It's like you buy a cheap car. Your suit is, doesn't have a lining or something. I don't know. Lewis says that all the time, Jack. What do I say all the time? I don't know what I meant. Did I miss something here? Seinfeld would have been more popular here, but it was scheduled around stuff that was hard to find in the schedule. Yeah, because I think they decided they didn't want American TV shows in the country, Britain. They didn't want American TV shows, so they were paying top dollar for the TV shows, and the BBC says, "Why are we paying so much money?" And they got criticized, so they put on the horrible stuff they have on now. Basically, stop with not believing in virus, Calliope. Why? Why should I stop that? Why should I stop not believing? Why should I have to believe in something that I think is absolutely I have a Somerset West, yeah, like what's his name? My friend, um, I forget his name. Oh my God, my memory is so bad. Anyway, I ran into people in the street. I can't remember their names. It's really bad. I'm getting older. Maybe it's I've got mental deficiency caused by my diet. Who knows? I enjoyed my company, American and English lassies. Yeah, they probably like you a lot. If you got an English accent, they're going to like you. Why do I have to not believe? Why do I have to believe in viruses? Has there ever been a vat of viruses? Have they ever showed what viruses look like under an electron microscope? So you believe them. Tell me why. Tell me why. That's a song too. You know that song. Tell me why. I think it's the Bronsky beat. Tell tell me why Bronsky beat. Yeah, lyrics. Let's look for this. Bronsky beat lyrics. Bronsky beat. Tell me why. Tell me why. Tell me why. Tell me why. Can you tell me why? Contempt in your eyes when I turn to kiss his lips. Broken, I lie. Maybe it's a song about being gay. Could be a song about being gay. You and me together fighting for our love. You and me together fighting for our love. Contempt in your eyes when I turn to kiss his lips. Broken, I lie. All my feelings denied. Blood on your fist. It's about being gay. It sounds like. That was a great song. Tell me why. Yeah, where are we? I know the song Tell Me Lies. That's another Tell Me Sweet Sweet Lies. Daz is here. Hello. Hello. You haven't seen it. You have not seen any vat of viruses. You haven't seen it under electron microscope. It doesn't grow. Show me the video pictures of it. I love Judge Judy Vatnai. She takes poo from nobody. I am no male feminist, but I think all women should look up to her. She even admits that gender has no effect on her. Well, yes, gender has an effect on her. We don't use the word gender, Vatnai. We don't. We don't. Well, what is my gender? What is anybody's gender? I'm not as manly as other people. But is that a gender? There's a Beatles song called Tell Me Why. That's also true. How does that song go? Tell me why. That's from the 1965 or something. Tell me why. Beatles lyrics. Tell me why you cried. Tell me why you lied. Tell me why you cried. Tell me why you lied to me. Well, I gave everything I had. This is a John Lennon song, you could tell. You could tell. I beg you on my bended knee. I'll only listen if you only listen to my pleas. Is there anything I could do? Because I really can't stand it. I'm so in love with you. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Viruses do exist, though. I've seen them under an electron microscope. Bullshit, 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 bullshit. And all the tests for it, all those PCR tests. I just heard a story on GB News about a woman having an operation. It was promised by the NHS that the nurse would be a woman, and it turned out to be a trans man. Well, that's not NHS's fault. That's the government of this country's fault. And it's on a hard day's night. Been a hard day's night. I should be sleeping like a log. It's been a hard day's night. I should be da-na-na-na-na. But when I get home to you, I love the things that you do and make me feel all right. Male, if you have a... Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. The whole thing is bad. I love the Beatles and I love the Stones, says Jack Schaffer, who used to be somebody else. The Beatles are without a singer and a guitar player, and the Stones are without an official drummer and a bass player. Why not create the Rolling Beatles? Yeah, maybe mix them together. Interesting thought. Calliope, beautiful, beautiful Calliope says, I don't believe in trans people. Until a man and his useless nipples can push out a baby from their body, then we can talk. I agree with you. I mean, you can call I mean, that's what gender is. Gender is I'm a guy who thinks he's a woman. That doesn't make me a woman. That could be gender. If CHR, which is his girlfriend, hadn't heard that, she'd have to change her tune on your singing. Enjoyed that. Thank you. Thank you. Tell me why. What song was I singing? The point is, I know we think that we've seen viruses. But it's always like they always have to put a little circle around it, a little circle. This is the circle. It's bullshit. There's no vat of viruses. There's probably no smallpox virus. They just do this to keep people afraid. They say, we have the smallpox virus and we are not going to get rid of it. And it makes people think, oh, well, maybe America is so strong. It was explained to me the same thing about nuclear bombs. You know, maybe it was just a huge bomb that exploded. Maybe that's what it was. It was a huge bomb, possibly. If I say I dislike the Beatles, will everyone hate me? Yes, we will hate you. We will hate you because it's like they've been around too long. They've done too much stuff to hate. We are on the cusp of a transhumanism, says Paul. Reprogramming cells will happen so men can have Y chromosomes deleted and metamorphosize. Possible that can happen. I mean, look what's happening with AI. AI is the scariest thing I've ever seen. I mean, how do they know how to make a movie or a drawing or something like that? The politically correct way of saying this person looks Jewish is to say this person has Semitic appearance. This is according to ChatGPT. Imagine speaking like that in common conversation. Well, what does it mean to look Jewish? People said that I could look Italian, and Italians look Jewish, and Italians look like Arabs, and Arabs look like Jews. I mean, there used to be a certain way that people looked. There was a debate on GB News an hour ago, Alex says, saying that men nowadays just masturbate to OnlyFans, which is the reason birth rates are falling. Just women hating are the only reason birth rates are falling. Just women hating on men. I was like, God, I wish Lewis was there. That isn't the reason why. That isn't the reason why that birth rates are falling. There's a million reasons why. But basically, they don't want us to have kids. They're making too much money on people not having kids. Mom is speaking to Calliope. No, I would not hate you at all. I like the Beatles too. Well, I hate you, Mom. And I don't hate you. I don't hate you. No, the Beatles were amazing. I mean, you know what was amazing? When I saw that Get Back film, if you see that, you go, oh my God, these people are amazing. Oh, are you Jewish, Jack? No, he's not Jewish. He's not Jewish. I find the Beatles a tad insipid in early career, but Revolver is genius, despite being half an hour long. Yes, and they kept on doing amazing things up until the end, like just totally amazing things. Maybe they just the two of them like looking at each other and arguing with each other, John and Paul. When people discovered the COVID test was BS, they said it was asymptomatic. If a quack says I have something off a test and I have no symptoms, I'm getting triple checked. Yeah, exactly right. No symptoms. And even if even if you have a symptom, you have a cold, a common cold or the flu, John Van Dam. Good to see you, John. There you go. So Calliope is saying to Mom, thank you, I love you. I'm not going to say that word, doll, because that word is only used for me. I do think some earthquakes are actually nuclear explosions. We're never told that they're natural when they happen. They seem to be happening in the Middle East a lot recently. What, earthquakes or bombs? Or bombs. These are like really big bombs. I don't know. Maybe there is such a thing as a nuclear bomb. But a lot of times that's what people do. They say, we've got a weapon that's the biggest weapon in the world. Okay, I accept your apology, Calliope. I do accept it. Are you a Muslim, Jack? We're asking Jack questions. But thank you, Daz. Thank you, Daz, very, very much. Beautiful, beautiful Daz. She is dazzling. She is dazzling. No, Arabs are not Semitic. Their language is. Yeah, what are Arabs? Arabs are a real mixture of different people. A lot of them are ancient Jews. They converted into whatever and call themselves Arabs. basically. So this is what Sam Bailey said. And I agree with this. This is something that I now believe in. Is there's no pictures of viruses or germs. There's no vat that just has germs. When they give that to people to make the vaccine, it's a mass of all different stuff. Moab is not nuclear, but can wipe out a nuke-sized area. Mother of all bombs, Paul says. Yeah, let's just. I mean, I don't know how long the war is going to go. I don't know what's going to happen in the Middle East. I'm happy. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, it's really horrific. Maybe America should just leave and let the Islamists kill the local residents who've demonstrated and enslave the rest, and the world will see how bad these people are. I mean, people are blaming the Jews. F that. F that. That's what I think. F that. 13 Moab could have taken Afghanistan. No, they're all over the place. It's like the problem they're having in the Middle East. It's like the problem they're having there. There's not enough bombs. They got to bomb because they're not on the ground. Somebody, they set up a police check, and a police check. They set up a police check, and then they bomb the police part. And then they got to bomb another one and another one. It could be never ending. That's why we've got to go in there and invade. No, we don't have to invade. I don't know what has to be done. I don't know what has to be done in Iran. For whatever it is. Yeah, I can't even pronounce it myself. I've lived here, so what is it called? I don't even know. I can't even pronounce the words myself. Whatever. Anyway, I love Get Back. I hated it at first, but for historical purposes, to be able to see them create what was technically their last album, released in 1970, was incredible. That young policeman, and then the young policeman, 19 years old, that was quite shocking. Didn't arrest them as he voluntarily walked over the threshold to the building. No warrant to enter. He just had to stand back and enjoy the show. But he said, you can't play anymore. And they said, oh, okay, we will. It was a different country. People sort of respected the law in a way, with that 19-year-old policeman. I keep seeing docs and scientists, doctors, who don't believe in viruses say this. No virus has ever been extracted, isolated, purified from an infected person. Exactly. And then you put a person who has a virus in a room with non-infected people. The people don't get sick. So, is that true? Do other doctors and scientists say this too, Vatanai? So you keep seeing doctors and scientists who don't believe in viruses. Then they're saying what I'm saying, that it's a bunch of bull. I know we want to believe it. We want to believe what we want to believe, but you have to remember, everybody, this, they're all lying. They lie. They are liars. Active question. Is there going to be periods in this thing? Can we rewrite this with periods and commas? Can we rewrite this anyway? Active question. Avoidance irritates me, but some folks read differently and priorities their tasks differently. Pause. You know what bothers me? Lack of punctuation. Calliope. I once took a rock and roll tour in London when I was there for a conference. It was very boring, all about the Beatles and the Who. Well, a lot of people find those bands really interesting. But I mean, you got every kind of band in this country. And even the American bands have visited here and played here. Right here, over here at the Old Nuns, at the Ivy House. You can quite imagine my mind kicking off and ejecting someone, can't you, based on a split-second decision. I don't know what you're talking about. I love you too, Calliope, says Mom. It's best you don't call me doll, though, as Lewis sounded miffed, as he likes to be your only doll. Yeah, you can call her love or beautiful or wonder, whatever you want to call her, but please call me doll. Vatanai, Daz is talking to Vatanai here. So what would it be? What would be the benefit of doing that? To check that you have to check if you have an illness that they say you have. Yeah, you should check. No, you don't believe them. They say I'm sick. You just say I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Ben Shapiro said they should use Iran's ethnic minorities against the regime. He wants Iran balkanized along ethnic lines. Then Israel can take over. Greater Israel Project. Lucy, that's not true. Is that Israel has to take over Jordan and Iraq before they whatever it is. They got other countries they have to take over. Israel just wants them to shut the F up and to stop paying Hezbollah and Hamas and the Houthis and paying for terrorism and killing Jews all around the world. That's what Israel wants. Would they like more space? Do you know that at one point in Israel, it's like 13 miles across? There's like no Israel or whatever. However, what the distance is, it's like not even seconds on an airplane. So there you go. My uncle by marriage to my aunt used to pretend to be Jewish because he idealized a fellow market trader. My aunt had Jewish roots from her mother and hated it. And when she found out, she thought genuine what? Genuine what? What do you mean by this, Paul? Put in some punctuation and periods and stuff like that and make the sentences right. John Van Denser, I researched when Factor sunscreen came out. Then there was an explosion in skin cancer cases. The Factor cream came first. They do lie about everything. Team World wants us dead. Says John Van Dam. What are you saying? It's the truth. It's the truth. Yes, I'm with you, John Van Dam. They lie. The idea of cancer coming from the sun is ridiculous. We're meant to be in the sun. And skin cancer they don't want people they don't want us outside, and they want us to buy sun cream. The death of love. There's a lot of death of love. It's the genuine death of love. It's the death of love. Yeah, they don't want us to be suntanned and beautiful. To show that a virus has been found, body fluids are taken, put in a culture meeting of all sorts of schmutz. And that's the exact right word, Vatnai. Schmutz. Nothing. And then mixed up, and hey, presto, there's the virus. Schmutz. You put any kind of schmutz into your body. Yeah, love is a good term to use, and Paul Yoward says it's good for in Leeds. Leeds, they use it a lot. Israel just wants to be left alone. They have been attacked every day since 1948. Israel have never attacked, only defended themselves. And you know what? Even if we have attacked, they deserve it. They deserve it. I'm sorry. They deserve it. I was watching a video on Facebook, says Jack Schaefer, that there were women in Manchester who died at the age of 110, the seventh oldest in the world. She retired in 1976 at the age of 60. That's 50 years of retirement. Yeah, it's shocking. Well, it's like me. I'm collecting retirement. I ran out of characters because of my punctuation. So make the thing shorter or put it into two threads. My aunt thought my uncle was genuinely Jewish when married. Yeah, I've been lied to about women. They say, oh, I'm Jewish. We think I'm Jewish. I think I'm Jewish. And, it's not true. It goes both ways. A lot of people want to be Jews. See, like a test, but with a guaranteed answer. They just assumed you had COVID from a faulty test. Exactly, Daz. Yeah. From a faulty test, and they want to believe. They want to think, oh my God, everyone's getting COVID and everybody's going to die. Let's scare people. F them. That's too much. I'm sorry about that. I'm not Mexican. I'm Mexican, says Calliope. and I cannot tan. My family used to make fun of me. I don't burn, but I do not tan. My mother and I were so pale. Yeah, well, yeah, you could be that way. There are lots of white Mexicans. Not a lot, not as many as in America, but a lot of white Mexicans, you know. Somewhere, places in Yorkshire both call men and women duck. That's funny, John Van Dam. Makes me smile. Sorry, I don't understand your comment. I was not advocating tests, Daz. This is Vat and I talking to Daz. I was describing how scientists have tried to find a virus. No AIDS virus, no swine flu virus, no flu virus, no COVID virus. Exactly. It's a big effing lie. And now they're moving on to what do you call that? What was I saying? That was the now I can't even remember. That's the pressure. This show is like full of pressure. Um Parasites. They go, well, there are parasites. There are worms. You can see the worms, and those are the worms that are making you sick. Well, maybe you're sick, which is why you have worms, and stop being sick. It's not the worms that make you sick. It's the worms are a nice home for sickness. I agree with Vantanai. I agree with Vantanai. I agree with you. Iran has a surprising number of comedians. I know, 3. I don't know Omar Jalili, who thinks he is the only Iranian comic. He's not even a Persian comic. He's a Baha'i comic, and he's been incredibly prejudiced against for being Baha'i because he's not a Muslim. And who knows what those Muslims are going to do, like they did to the people in Iraq or whatever they're called. There's lots of these small ethnic groups that are being persecuted by the Islamicists. Yeah, there's quite a few. Well, what about Nico DeSanto? He's got an Italian name, but he's was born in Iran. Duck is not Yorkshire. It's Derbyshire. It's Derbyshire. It's in Derbyshire. May not be a bit of South Yorkshire. Sorry, may be a bit of very South Yorkshire. No, Derbyshire's on the other side of Yorkshire, isn't it? Derbyshire is whatever. Thank you, Paul. Before you went live, I was poking fun at Jewish stereotypes, poking fun at them, which is socially accepted. Just watch Family Guy. But if you try doing the same with Islam, it's taboo. I mean, it depends. You can make fun of people if you mean well by it. You know. I remember the first man who had COVID jab was called William Shakespeare. What's the chance of that? Is that a joke, Daz? I'm not sure that's a joke. It has been very sound on X. I mean, maybe I should go on X and get people to pay attention to me. Say things that, that I want to say. I don't say that much on X. I don't want to be yelled at. I'm a coward. Nico was born in Italy, but his dad moved them to Iran as a teenager to become a diplomat because he was a diplomat. He was an Iranian. His dad was Iranian. His dad's not Italian. I'm a huge fan of Nico DeSanto. I knew him before he was funny. I said that to him. I said that I knew you before you were funny. Islamists don't have a sense of humor. Well, we're in a wartime. It's hard to have a sense of humor. I mean, of course they do. But they don't have a sense of humor about Islam. They're not allowed to. If you follow lots of medical channels, you get to see loads of stuff about viruses. Dr. Kaufman, Andrew Kaufman, Dr. Cowan, and the Baileys. So you know what I'm talking about, Vat and I. That's where I am. I'm talking about those people. I like Thomas Cowan, Andrew, and Andy Kaufman. Anyway, Dr. Andy Kaufman, not the other Andy Kaufman, who I also like. Long live the USA, elixir in the UK. Yes. Well, yes. I'll talk shit on X. Yeah, you say, well, I heard Lewis Schaffer say this. Humor is haram. Is that true? That sounds like something I say, although it's true. He was born within. I don't know where he was born, but his parents are Iranian, and he lived in Iran. They say me duck in parts of Staffordshire, too, like the Potteries, yeah. Didn't Bet Lynch call men cock as a term of endearment, I mean? Who is Bet Lynch? Who is Bet Lynch? Billy died about 3 months after it, I think. Who was Billy? Did I miss something? I missed something there. If you can't, if I don't read your comment and you want me to see it, just write it again. I read like 95% of the comments here. I'm amazing. This is like an amazing TV show. I saw another guy do basically the same thing. He just kept on reading stuff. He was in his house, which was a mess. It's sort of like Lewis Schaffer. It's just the mess that we have here. Just look at the mess. Look at the mess. It's all mess. It's all mess. Isn't it all mess? William takes Spear. Oh, I see the joke. I see the joke. William takes Spear, says Lucy. Lucy's very funny. She's very funny. But she's also, you can also see she's got animosity for me, I think. She's got a little bit, she wants to like me. But, it's that Northern Irish thing. No. I'm encouraging others to have a look. It's not 100% non-virus yet, but when you hear the explanations about viruses, it raises huge doubt. I mean, I would say that I'm 99%. I don't believe in viruses. I'm 99%. That's not 100%, but you can't be really 100% about anything. And if you want to convince me, you can convince me or try to convince the people here. Billy Shakespeare, Lewis, the first guy to get the COVID jab. That was that guy. Yeah. That was that guy. Yeah. Sonnets of Shakespeare are mostly about telling a boy how amazing he is, pricked out for women's pleasure. I don't know anything about Shakespeare. Is he like, did he write movies? What did he do? I'm not familiar with him. Not familiar with him. Is this too high up here? Is it too high? Is that too high? There we go. So we're right in the center of the thing. Technically, popular music is perfected fine within Islam as long as it's halal. Basically, Nickelback qualifies. Okay, because of our very Jewish surnames, Lewis. My surname isn't 100% Jewish, but it isn't 100%. On self-preservation grounds, you would consider deed polls. I think about changing my name all the time. I'm thinking about changing it from Lewis Schaffer to Seymour Schaefer. Or to Roger Schaefer. He wrote movies, okay. Oh, before films. Who's that? Please enlighten me. Yeah, who's William Shakespeare? Who is William Shakespeare? The good thing, by the time the Muslims take over, all of our life is going to be digitized. So it'll be saved. It'll be saved in a way. In a computer bank somewhere, let's hope. Or, and it's been all disintegrated. All of the English literature is in places all around the world. I hope. In books. I hope. I've got tons of books myself. I haven't read a book in such a long time. Basically. Ruben is laughing. What are you laughing at? I'm not going to change my name. Nobody knows that I'm Jewish, except I tell people I'm Jewish. I should just shut up about it. It's so boring. I mean, it's not even boring to me. It's boring because it's like I love telling people you're making yourself look bad. Where did Lucy go? All of your live stream will be kept for posterity. Yeah. Yeah, and now there's AI, which you can go to the bottom of it and see what I said exactly. It didn't save the Alexandria Library. No, it didn't. But that was because there was only the Alexandria Library. But there are libraries in every single country, and everybody's got books, and there are millions of bookstores, and people are saving books. Let's all save books. But you are right. That's one of the saddest things ever. You haven't gone anywhere, but you didn't say anything. I'm saying, where is Lucy? Where is Lucy? Even the one from earlier today, Calliope. What is that an answer to? All of your live streams will be kept for posterity. I mean, it looks that way, but maybe there'll be the end of electricity. Maybe we'll have an 1859. What is that event called? Where we were electrically buzzed. If today was your last day, where it makes men, I'm a man, get goosebumps. Is it a Nickelback song? Well, let's look what it's called. If today was your last day. If today was your last day, Nickelback. I mean, he was basically they were basically trashed. Nickelback. My best friend gave me the best advice. He said each day's a gift and not given right. Leave no stone unturned, leave your fears behind, and try to take. I'll let you read this too. You can read this. Can you read this with me? Fears behind, and try to take. I'll let you read this too. You can leave your fears. Read this with take the path less traveled by that first step you take. It's the longest ride. Read this too. If tomorrow was your last day and tomorrow was too late travel, could you say goodbye to yesterday? Would you live each moment like your last? If tomorrow was your last against the grain should be a way of life. It's worth the prize. Yesterday, it's always would you live each moment like your last? Every second counts against because there's no second way of life. So live like you never lived it twice. Don't take free rides in your own life. Okay, I'm going to tell you why this is shit. I'll tell you why this is shit because I've thought about live like you never lived it twice. Don't take free rides. Donate every dime you have. I'm going to tell you, I want to save some money and give it to my kids. Would you forgive your enemies? Swear up and down to God above. Donate every dime you have. That you finally fall in love if today was your last. Okay, here is the point. The point is, swear up and the point is, even if today that you finally fall in love if today was polyphony. Is that okay? Could you hear that? Could you hear? The point is, swear up and the point is that even if today you can't live your life like that. Polyphony. Is that okay? Could you hear that? Could you hear? Well, is that what happened? Is that what happened? Was there an echo? Thank you, Lucy. The point is, yeah, I'm a bad singer. There's an echo. Okay, echo. Sorry. Could you hear me singing it? This is what I'm saying. Okay, I fixed it. Okay, thank you very much, Scott. Thank you. Frank Zappa is that you can't live your life as if it's your last. You can't. You've got to have hope for the future. Hope means I'm going to take a nap. Hope means not being in a panic. Hope means thinking that the Jews are not all going to be killed by these people, that anti-Semitism isn't going to take over this country. You have to have hope. You can't live. How can you live your life? Sorry, I'm sorry about this. I'm sorry, I didn't see it. I apologize, Calliope. There's an echo. I pressed the wrong button or something. You have to, at some point, yeah, maybe it's nice to say, listen, one of the nicest things, my friend Joe, I got a friend of mine who used to drink a lot. I'm not going to mention her name. And she screamed at me once. And then and I just thought, what a jerk. This is before I realized that I thought maybe I was to blame. But she actually apologized to me. And now we're good friends, I hope. I like her a tremendous amount because she apologized under the 12-step program. So maybe that's exactly... You got to think like maybe this is going to be your last day. And as we get older, I'm 69 years old. I'm 71 years old. I'm approaching my 75th birthday. How many more years do I have left? I'm almost 81. How many years left do I have to live? I'm 88 years old. Look at me. I look horrible. Picture yourself on a boat in a river with tangerine trees, Ruben asks, and marshmallow skies. Somebody calls you, you answer quite slowly. A girl with kaleidoscope eyes, exactly right. Imagine that. Imagine that. Yeah, the most liberal arts courses are now worthless and can be done online. Friends who studied English would have 3 hours contact time a week. Not enough time. Like, why? And that's one of the reasons that people aren't going to uni anymore. But we didn't have online. And online, okay. That echo was like a wid. What does that mean? No, that came out of Vantanai. That came out of Ruben's personal experience, where he just was sitting there thinking. Imagine he was on a boat on a river with tangerine trees and marshmallow skies. Yeah, he was in. He was in. He was down in wherever tangerine trees are growing. Wherever tangerine trees are growing. Corsai is here. Everybody say hello to Corsai. Everybody say hello to Corsai. Tangerine Dreams. That's another song. What is Tangerine Dreams? Tangerine Dreams. What was the song Tangerine Dreams? My sweet tangerine. What song was that in? Maybe it's not a song. Maybe I thought it was a song. But it's not a song. It's not a song. Your age should be seen as your estimate of the time remaining, not how many passed. Done in 70 could have 30 years plus in 50s. Maybe a couple of years or less. That's true. How many do I seem healthy to you people? Am I kissable? Does anybody want to kiss me and hug me and tell me that they love me? No smoking or LSD. It should be censored. It condones drug use. Yeah. Yeah. Tangerine Dream or a kraut rock band. I don't know. Tangerine Dreams. It's one of those bands that from the 1960s where everything was, it was the psychedelic era when things were named after fruit. Claire wants to kiss me. Okay, so there you go. So I'm doing all right now. I'm doing all right. So she wants to kiss me. Do you want to kiss me, Alex? Of course you don't think I'd watch this sober for F's sake. I mean, we don't have to. We don't have to. Daz, don't say goodbye the next time. Please, Daz, don't say goodbye. It really bothers me. It really bothers me when somebody just leave. When somebody says goodbye, it's like a double pain. A double pain. Because I think everybody misses you. And we don't want you to go. We want you to stay. That's why I said, where's Lucy? I was nervous that Lucy had left. And she has left before. And Judah's left and Mr. Cuff left and a lot of people have left. A lot of great people. Where's Kermit right now? Where is he when I need him? What about lots of people have left and they don't come back. What happened to Rusty? Is Rusty ever going to come back? Is Fresh Coconut going to come back? You remember Del Boy Trotter? They're all painful. I'm old enough to remember, says Jack, when Kai read one book a day and owned a Lambo. He never expressed how he made his billions. I wonder what happened to him. Who is Kai? And who is that? Reading for reading's sake does not equate to intelligence. No, as I'm dyslexic, but still love to read. It's my experience that reading needs to focus your mind more than too much reading. it's my experience that reading needs to focus your mind more than too much reading. I don't know what you mean by that. Is this the new studio? We are in. I guess this is Studio 2. This is the big studio here at Nunhead Studio City. I mean, it's an amazing studio. And Holly Hill, you remember that, Alex? Holly Hill is not here. They come in to bother me, and then Lud also left. Who else is left? Let's name some people who've left, who are not here. Yeah, where are those splitters? They've split. But that's so typical. People, you can't watch every day. Or can you? Holly Hill was a summer lefty lunatic. Yeah. Dyslexia is not related to intelligence. Dyslexia has to do, no, it doesn't. It has to do with not enough practice reading. Dyslexia, there's no such thing as dyslexia. That's like crap. Lud left. Mr. Cuff left. I can't even remember all the people who left because it's just so sad. It's so sad. Leanne hasn't been here for a while. There's people who are not here. And I'm living a lonely life without them. Kinsey, well, she came up for a visit. The Jedster. Casey Ruff, what about him? Cam. There you go. There you go. They've all popped off to Dunkin' Donuts. And some of them will come back and they'll be happy. It's like being in a bar. You have the guys in the bar who are here every single day in the bar, right? And then some people come in occasionally once a month and they go, "Oh my God, you're still here." And everybody acts like they're just happy to see you. Miss Diane taught Benny to read and write too. She looked out for him. Their friendship was lovely, says Mom. Brings back memory as I watch Crossroads with my gran. That's a TV show I've never seen. In order to protect society, all films and TV must be edited to remove smoking, guns, drinking, and violence. Plots must be changed to promote multiculturalism, veganism, and socialism. Yeah, it's called communism. It's called fascism. Horrible. Globalism. We need more independence. I mean, what are the movies about communism? What about Fahrenheit 451? Trump is increasing work visas for farm workers. Trump is not perfect, Lucy Van Pelt. He's not perfect. Is that what you're saying? When he should say, you know what? Maybe they should increase the prices. The prices that they pay. People would work for more money. Like all those people used to go down to Kent to pick hops for the summertime. That was their summer holiday. I spent much of my life as a full-time reader, Paul. I'm dyslexic. I can't learn music, but I can improvise by seeing the wider picture. What does that mean, dyslexic? Words are a societal construction. So you're saying you were born unable to read or understand a societal construction? Animal Farm has been done without critique of communism. Well, isn't that an inherent critique of communism? Everyone is equal, except some are more equal than others. What about Fahrenheit 451? Do you remember seeing that, where they went into the flat and they searched for books? That's so lovely, and you're bringing those memories to life for me. Thank you, Mom, says Scott. Calliope, speaking to Vatnai, reminds me of that book, Drinking, Smoking, and Screwing. It's a compilation of excerpts about said subject. Yeah, could be. Could be an interesting book to read. Less of me. I'm here for you, interesting people. Thank you, Corsai, for being here. We are here for you, and you are here for us. Have you seen those creepy robots they have sent to fight in Ukraine? The Brits have supplied them, apparently, but it's American technology. Like a sci-fi movie. I haven't seen that. Send the link, and I'll put it up here. I've watched for about 3 months before finally created an account. I spoke to Joodles once. She blocked me. So out of spite, I've joined the stream. Okay. I saw a film of the beat. Why did she block you? Why did Joodles block you? I saw a film of Beatles recording and they were smoking. Yes, they were. Didn't anyone stop them? Suddenly became a Puritan. I suddenly become a Puritan. The echo changed my brain chemistry. Yeah, we're not used to seeing it. Like they took out the picture of Brunel smoking. Brunel smoking. No. That is the point of dyslexia. Is not to do with reading, but low detail perception. More seeing bow plan, a wider picture. No, bullshit. I wrote, you know what? Yeah, I actually wrote a spelling book, a reading book for my kids. Didn't you ask who Joodles was last night, Jack Schaffer? I don't remember you asking that question, but did you ask who Joodles was? Are you telling the truth, Jack? Let's be honest in this stream. I try to be honest with you. Do I seem like I'm trying to be honest? I'm a bit of a phony, but I'm trying to be as honest as I can. I drink beer to help read much better. Yes, you could sometimes just being relaxed makes you read better. Wow, nice to see you here anyway. Okay. Are you staying till midnight? Yeah, we'll stay till midnight. Are you going to be here? Yeah. Kermit is Lucy speaking to Kermit. I thought that too. Jack Schaffer says, yes, I was playing dumb. She blocked me, so I pretended I never heard of her. Okay, honest phony. I'm an honest phony. Yes, that's what what's his name talks about. Alan Watts being an honest phony. I'm a phony. There's some like when you see me on stage, you will see me trying to be a professional comedian, and you'll laugh because you'll go, he's not really that way. We've seen him a million times, and then you can see the wink in my eyes. I don't know. Maybe that's not true. Surely by now you must know there are some things that Lewis is never wrong about, says Vatnai. That is true. And the things that I believe in, like dyslexia, which I think is a bunch of fucking crappy bullshit. I just think it's bad parenting. Or it's an excuse for why people can't read. Some people do not conjure up mental images of what they are reading. I do, personally. But I can't. I can leave a book for years and re-enter that space, no problem. Well, I can't. I can, I got a very short attention span because I was not loved as a child enough. And that's why I demand you to love me because I wasn't loved. That's what we have to say to each other. You got to say, please love me. I wasn't loved enough. And you go, you know what? Okay, I'll try my best. I've only edited research paper on dyslexia. You did not have dyslexia because there's no such thing as dyslexia. Maybe you were told, Paul, you had dyslexia. Oh, look at me. I have dyslexia, but I'm reading. You know what I mean? It's not true. I'm only human. I'm only human. That's another song. I love you. I love you, Lewis. 17%. Yeah, I was paid too much attention to by my mother, and not enough attention, which is why I'm only 17% gay. She paid a lot of attention to me, but not enough. Saying nothing would probably have been a bit more clandestine. Jack Schaffer. It's only for that reason that I suggest, if you can, visual what you wish to retain, says Scott. I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know what you mean by that. What are the creepy robots that they've sent? Can we rate the hairs on Lewis's head tonight? It's brushed the other way. It looks super. I don't know if it's brushed the other way. Is it brushed the other? It's like it's coming up and down. I want to look like Susan Cohinda. I love her hair. I discovered that Morse code, for example, can be learned very quickly by using one picture that looks like a gear stick. Interesting. Who needs to learn Morse code nowadays? Maybe we'll need to learn it when they take over the internet. I know you are right, Paul Yoward. I've encountered so many kids with problems. No one size fits all. Kids have problem reading because it takes years to read, and you need to sit there. Some people can pick it up without having somebody reading there. But where is my book? I don't know where my book is. Where the book that I actually wrote. You need to have somebody there saying this is what remember that all reading is phonics. They're all shape. It's like when you see a Chinese symbol. Da 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 da. It's not. People see it and they say a word, and that's what reading is. The big divide in people is those who had unconditional love and those not. Either way, one can react to it and and it can extend for too long. It should be withdrawn at about 7 years old. Unconditional love. I almost agree with you. You can't be unconditional forever. Children get punished. They need to be punished. Sandeep is here. Hello, Sandeep. Andrew Tate says reading is a waste of time. It's not as important as it used to be because we can get information lots of other places. And it can be a waste. It's not quite as important as it used to be. Lucy, am I being a bad guy for saying I agreed with Andrew Tate? I learned to read before I went to school. My mother taught me, but I'm still dyslexic. No, you've been told you're dyslexic or you diagnosed yourself. You're not dyslexic. You're not dyslexic. How do you know you're a bad reader? I make my kids read 20 pages every day. They always see me reading, so they know it's enjoyable. Yeah, I tried to do it with my kids, but their mother made me stop. Their mother made me stop. Their kids complained because their mother was... I'm not going to speak about her. Sandeep says he's not a fan of Andrew Tate. I'm a semi-fan of some of the things. I heard Susan Cohinda ask for a Schaffer at the hairdresser's. Kind of, sort of. Let me put the picture up of Susan Cohinda. I find this haircut really, really attractive. Susan Cohinda images. Is it? There she is. Can you see that, everybody? Can you see that? Look at how beautiful she is. Look at the haircut. I think it's a great haircut. Do you like that? Does she have enough? Does she have enough images? Who is this when she had long hair? I think she's really... Miss Rosie, I think she looks great. I don't know, is that the only picture? They don't have pictures of her when she was years ago. Is she Jewish? I don't think she's Jewish, but let's just see if she's Jewish. Is that her name? What is her name? She's a Lelouch supporter. He had a really bad reputation back in the day. Back in the day. What is this? I don't see enough pictures of her. Anyway, we can talk about that later. All Lewis had to do was to be funny is to say Susan Cohinda. Is it Cohinda? What is the name? Is it Cohinda or Cohin? What is the name? Coquinda. Or Scohinda. She doesn't have much. I got a million things. If you Google Lewis Schaffer, which I hope you don't, is you can just see how much stuff I have. Page after page of stuff. Page after page. Let's go to page 10. Images. Oh, there, look at me. That's one of the best pictures I've ever taken. And there's me with a broken nose. Don't look there. Don't look there. That's really bad. There's me. Look at how good I look. There's my mother. There's my mother, and everybody, if you're interested in that. There's Lewis Schaffer. This is me. I was 13 years old. And there's my mother. Not gay. My mother. And this is me early on in this country. I used to color my hair. There's Lewis Schaffer canceled. There's Lewis Schaffer, Free Until Famous. That was 10 years ago. There's a picture of me. This is me with dark hair. There's a lot of pictures of me. There's me naked if you want to. That's over 10 years ago. That's when I first started to get thin. Lewis Schaffer. And you take a look at me in a nice jacket there. This is the picture that girls like. They like this picture. There's me in a suit. Lots and lots of pictures. There's me in, this is actual picture. This is an actual picture. There you go. How not to be fat. What is that? There's me. Look at, this is when I was fat. Look at how fat I was. Can you see that? There you go. There you go. That's when I had a cult. I had a cult of Lewis Schaffer. Sorry about that. We've lost all your things. Yeah, maybe she will. Maybe you all can. Old Glory. What, the American flag? Cut. What should I cut? I'm sorry, I just showed you too many pictures of me. I like her. That is why you like her? What? Because her haircut is like mine, Lucy? Okay. That haircut screams asexual. Yes. 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 I kind of like that. I also like sex, but I like I don't like, I like real. I mean, like I said before, and I think Calliope pointed this out. I rather, or maybe Short Calliope, I rather have real ugly than fake. No, I don't know whether I would like real ugly or fake beauty. I told my kids, you hate reading, it's fine. I just like sweeping generalizations. Like it's good to read. If loads of people say you should do this or that, I do the opposite. That's why you're here, because I'm the same way as you are, Vatanai. I'm the same way. I hate being told what to do. And my kids, it's like my son. He doesn't do what he's told to do. The good-looking one. He doesn't do it. So I can't tell him what to do. I mean, eventually people don't do what you tell them to do anyway. I tell you to do things, you don't listen to me. Lewis, black hair and thin, black hair thin, gray hair and fat, gray hair and thin. Yeah, this is what I look like. You are not asexual. I'm not asexual. I'm not, but whatever it is, I like when someone is pretty and smart and funny, you don't need to work hard at being beautiful. You don't need to color your hair. You don't need to put on lippy, whatever it is. It's better to be, yeah, that's what I said, Calliope. I said it's better to be fake pretty than real ugly. I agree with that, but it's also real ugly that's natural. You can find beauty in it. And if there is beauty, you'll find it. What did Scott say? That's Rose. She looks a bit like Darlene from Roseanne there. Yeah. Maybe she does. Maybe she does. Having a cult is to get unconditional love and worship. Agape love is the highest. What is agape? What does that mean? I don't even know what that means. I've seen the word before, but I don't know what it means. I think you looked rather scrumptious when you called yourself fat. I don't think I did. I think I looked horrible. I think I looked horrible. Where is the picture of me being fat? Here's a picture of me being fat. I wasn't super fat, but I was fat. Here's a picture of me being fat. There's a lot of pictures of me here. Here's a picture of me with beautiful Barbara Nice, uh, Eleanor Tiernan, and Lisa, beautiful Lisa, who doesn't like me anymore because I support Donald Trump. This is not me. I don't know who that is. There's me when I first started to get. Maybe I was still fat at that time. That's Eric McElroy. I mean, here I wasn't super fat yet. I gained a bit of weight for about 5 years when I started to. There's my son outside the fish and chip shop. What year was this? Let's see when this was. A couple of years ago only. That's my son, my beautiful son. Sean B.W. Parker. Yeah, there you go. There's Lucy. Look at that, Lucy. Did you get the rest of your order right? There you go. So Lucy, I've known Lucy. That's only last year. Oh my God, that's last year. That's before I started to do the stream. This is when people used to follow me. When I used to be something. I mean, I think this is pretty interesting. I mean, there's things. Can you hear me? This is me when I got punched in the whatever it is. I put the picture up. I shouldn't have put the picture up. Look at this. When was this thing from? When was this? It's only a few months ago. Oh my God. Time has really flown. Hasn't it flown? Hasn't it flown? There's, look at that. Jeff Schaffer. That's another Schaffer. I was fat. Look at how fat I was. Here's Lewis Schaffer, fat. I wasn't good. Now I'm better looking, I think. I hope I'm better looking. I hope I'm better. Is any of this stuff interesting? There's me trying to save the cemetery woods. There I am. And look at this. This is what I look like. Look at how horrible. Can you see this? This is eczema. Can you see this? Look at how dead I looked. What year is this? Yeah. When did this post? When did I do this post? This is 2017. Look at how horrible I looked. Horrible. Horrible, horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Okay. Oh, there's me and Andrew Boyle. And this is me in 2013. That's 12 years ago. Are you going to tell me that I looked good here? Are you going to tell me I look good? You're not going to tell me. You're not going to tell me. Okay, let's get back on track. Oh, look at this. That's Dave Thomas. Dave Thompson. Look at how fat I looked. There's Paul. Here you go. I think that's about it. Look at how great I looked. That's more recently. There's Paul. There's me. And there's my son. Look at fat and beautiful son. He was so young back then. And there's my friend Dan Natterman. Everything you need to know about Lewis Schaffer. Okay. Okay, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. This has turned into a great show, at least for me. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm happy you're here. Everybody, get ready to guess. Get ready to guess how many was the largest concurrent group of people. Thank you, North at 16. 15 is Dingo Doll. 14 is Alex. 13 is Daz. John Van Dam is 12. Corsai is 11. Sandeep, always so good to see Sandeep, is at 10. Hi-Ho Kermit is at 9. Really great. Mum is at 8. Ruben is at 7. Calliope is at 6. Elite Scott is at 5. Vatanai is at 4. Great participation. Lucy, really great seeing you here. Let's see who else we have. Jack Schaefer is at 2. And number 1 is Paul Yoward. So a round of applause for Paul Yoward. Everybody write down what the number is. And I'm going to go check what it is. And then it's going to be confirmed by our official statistician. There's me and Lisa. I loved Lisa. I mean, I actually loved her in a way. There's so many different pictures here. There's so many. If you get lonely for Lewis Schaffer, just Google Lewis Schaffer. Google Lewis Schaffer. Let's get back up here. Okay, because this is the end of our show. If I haven't mentioned your name, Jack Schaefer or Ruben, I have, I think. If I haven't mentioned it, okay, I've got the right number here. Now let me see. He died. I don't want to hear if anybody dies who's younger than I am. So who is the winner here? Vatnai says 23. Mum says 26. Paul Yoward says, Corsai says 24. Paul Yoward says 25. Elite Calliope says 21. Elite Elixir says 21. Okay, keep on going. Keep on guessing. Mum says 26. We lost a lot of people at 11:15. At 11:15, we hit the high point, and then we went down. Elite Elixir. Mama says 26. Okay, did we have a winner? I think we have a winner. And the winner at 24 is Corsai. Congratulations, Corsai. You guessed it correctly. 24. 24. And thank you, Kermit, for being the official statistician of the Lewis Schaffer Uncooked program. Totally appreciate it. Okay, so we'll say goodbye. Are we going to see you tomorrow? We'll see you tomorrow. I think this is going to be a repeat show because Paul quit the Lewis Schaffer show. And the Lewis Schaffer show. And I think we'll call in an old show. We'll see if they'll do an old show. I'm thrown for a loop. I don't know what to do. He's mad at me. He gets mad at me really often. Really often. I guess I'm used to it. Really used to it. Anyway, we had rising numbers up until 11:15 tonight. Where is the third person when you want to spit a roast? Says Vatanai. I don't know what that means exactly. That's Joodles. to do the show, or Kermit or Lucy. Yeah, do Nunhead with Paul Yoward. Yeah, maybe. Well, I mean, how do we do that? How do we record a show? How do we record a show, Paul? I'll do it with Paul. Paul expressed an interest. I'll not do it with him. I'll ask him if he wants to do it. How would we do a show? Well, it would be a whatchamacallit show. Do Nunhead. Yeah. I would do it with you guys, but I'd have you in my flat, and then I would take advantage of you. I'll talk offline. Okay. Paul, speak to me. We got to do it tomorrow before 12. Whoever gets tomorrow's numbers right wins a slot. It's Nunhead, John Van Dam. Anyway, cheers, Lucy. He's saying thank you, Lucy. We will see you later. Let me just see how many people watch this show. 107. Lucy, don't plant that seed. Don't plant that seed. Okay, I'll speak to you later. Bye, Mom. Bye, Lucy. Bye, Ruben. Um, um, okay, we'll see you later. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow, everyone. Okay, I'm gonna go. We're gonna go offline in 2 minutes, but you got 2 minutes to complain or speak to each other. We will see you tomorrow at 5:30. Tomorrow we're going to start at 5:30. Not at 5, at 5:30. And at 5 o'clock is Nunhead American Radio. Okay? So we'll see you at 5